Easy, baby. Come on, figure it out. This is not the best way to do it, I can tell you that. Oil change, rear differential fluid change, and rotate the tires. This is my wife's Honda CRV. It's a 2025, and it is showing some codes. Anyway, it doesn't show them until it's run a little while. But one of the codes is oil change. I don't know if you call them codes or not. Just showing some things that it needs. Pop the hood right here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change the oil. We've got our fluids here, filter, and I think it takes 4.5 quarts of oil. I got to look that up and see. So let's get busy. Now, in order to access the oil filter and the drain plug, I think this plate right here has to come off. Not sure. I think it does. So it looks like we've got a Phillips screw here, probably one on the other side, Phillips screw here, Phillips screw here. I don't think this has to come off. I think this has to come off. I'm gonna take this screw off and this screw off. That feels very, very nice. Give that half a turn. Half a turn, it falls out. Half a turn and it falls out. And then there's 2 Phillips screws here in the back. Once those are removed, this cover just slides right out and down. And you probably need to move it all the way out from the vehicle so you don't drip a bunch of oil on it or anything. The back 2 screws are just like the front 2 screws, so you don't have to worry too much about keeping those identical. So now you've exposed your oil pan and your filter. Good thing to have your drain pan ready, a rag, and I believe a 17mm socket is correct. Shoots out pretty good at the start. We'll let that drain down good. And if you got one of these big drain pans, you can orient it to where you can catch not only the fluid, get away from that light, catch not only the fluid draining from the drain plug, but also from your filter. So while that's draining, we're gonna go ahead and, what I like to do is just let it start and drain off. That way you won't get as much on your engine. It won't make a bigger mess. Just be patient with it a few minutes. That's my thinking on it anyway. Looks like no matter what you do, you're going to get a little bit on the housing there. Now, I'm not going to squirt brake cleanup in the engine, but I'm going to put a little bit on this rag. Wipe it down really good. So it looks like it came off the showroom floor. And you can go back with a Honda filter. This is a CarQuest P84356, which is a replacement filter. This is a premium CarQuest filter. I like to have my hands good and clean. See that seal on your filter? You want to wet that before you install your new filter. Your hands are nice and dry and clean, and tighten that back on. With these new filters, I don't guess it's really important to put the date on there, but I'm going to anyway, just so that I'll know. All right, we'll let that oil finish draining, put the plug back in, and put some oil on top, and you'll be ready to go. All right, we've let it slow to just a dripple, probably been 10 minutes or so. Get our drain plug back in, and you want to be sure don't over tighten this drain plug. Get it snug back up real good and you're good to go. If you've ever tried to remove a drain plug that was while you're under here, probably just as easy for this to be a good time to take the cover and just reorient it like you had it and like it came off. I like to go back in the order, or pretty much the order that I took it off. Seems to be the simplest way of doing things. I'm gonna just insert these, but not tighten them to start with, so I can make sure I can get everything else in its hole. Cut back in, half a turn, heat and repeat with all of those. I got enough in, I can go ahead and snug these back up now. Get your 2 last screws in, and your job on the bottom side is complete. This particular engine calls for 0-20. I'm putting in Mobile 1 full synthetic, and the capacity is 4.1 quart. We'll crank it up, let that settle in the filter, pull it off the ramps. No drips, runs, or errors. back to level ground, and that's perfect. Right to the top fill line. Now just need to change the code. What we're reading is maintenance due zone B16. My understanding is, well, I don't really understand, but I got three things going on. I got B16. So if I come over here, all app and system updates, don't want that. General settings, maybe? System, let's go to system. Detail information? No, maybe that's not where you do it. Vehicle settings, maybe we're getting somewhere now. Maintenance information, oil life set to 15%. Select reset items, oil and filter, reset. Maintenance information has been reset. Okay, now what else have we got? Tire rotation, all right, we got to do that. Oil life is now set to 100%. The all-wheel drive oil. I hadn't done the all-wheel drive oil, and I haven't done the tire rotation, so I'm just going to get back out of this, try to remember how to get back to it, and go do the all-wheel drive oil change, I think. So next on our DIY, home maintenance servicing of this Honda CRV is changing the fluid in this rear differential. This is the drain plug on this side, and there, somewhere, right there, you see it? Right there is the fill plug. So we got a drain pan here. It's too long. That was torqued on there pretty good. I guess I need to check the torque specifications of that. It holds 1 point something or something quart, so you have to buy 2 quarts. Like I've heard other people say, just fill it up to where it stops going in and you're good to go. While that's pouring out, I'm gonna go ahead and break free or try to break free the supply side, and that should help it drain a little bit faster. So we got it drained out, except for a few drips. Oh, new jugs come with new crush washers, these little things. Let me get those. Mine was taped on the back of this. This is your dual pump fluid too. I'll just remove the old crush washer and put the new one on here. And I'm gonna torque that back to probably, I don't know what the torque was on it, but probably 100. Now, I'm gonna put the new crush washer on the fill plug side, right there, and now try to transfer fluid into there. What I have here is a fluid transfer pump that I bought at Harbor Freight, I believe, and I don't want to fill it. I want to get everything aligned. Easy, baby. I'm gonna figure it out. It's not near empty. This is not the best way to do it, I can tell you that. Our pump quit working. We're cooking with gas now. Put the short end on the outside and the long hose on the inline, and I think we now have it filled up. That is sublime, and that is done, except for tightening that up and cleaning things off a bit. And I have torqued that to probably around 100 pounds. I'm just going to assume that's about where you want to be. And that job is done. The final thing on the list of the 3 things that needed to be serviced on this car is changing the tires. Fortunately, in the glove box was this little thing here that fits the little thing out here. I guess it's an anti-theft lug. That's pretty easy to rotate the tires on this vehicle. If I'm not wrong, it's got a little thing right here to place your jack. Got one here and one up at the front. I'm gonna use a bottle jack on that one and use this floor jack here and get these tires rotated, and this job will be done. Whoop, I guess you gotta turn that with by hand, or does that go on there like that? There you go. Easy peasy. All right, I'll just leave that on there. Go ahead and get the front one off. Ain't that neat? Wonderful. And by the way, I've got the tires scotched front and back on the other side. Alrighty, we'll let those down, torque it to one of the specs is. I'll have to check on that. Rinse and repeat on the other side. And this 3-leg maintenance on this vehicle is done. Now, the rear differential fluid filter and the oil, I didn't figure it up exactly, but I probably got $80 in this change. The dealership, I priced it and it was going to be somewhere around $400. I don't remember exactly, but somewhere around that. And I mean, yeah, it's some work. And if I had to do over again, would I do it? Yeah, I would, but I'd pick a cooler day. Anyway, I know Mama's gonna be happy, and that's all that matters. That's the way us blue collar guys are, right? Take care of Mama. I'll see you in the next one.